Hey guys, it's Sleepy Driver Boy, and today I'll be making a video that's a little bit more serious, and this will be on with my problems with Warthunder. So I'm going to be discussing 3 of the problems that I personally have with this game, and let's just get started. So number 3, the amount of fake vehicles that are in Warthunder. This section of the video will include tanks such as the Ho-Re, the E100, and also tanks such as the T-58, Object 279, and the Mouse. So first of all, the Ho-Re production was only a wooden mock-up and isn't even a real tank. And the only place it's real is in Warthunder. There were plans to make this tank as a tank destroyer to destroy American tanks on the Pacific theater of World War II, but the war ended before that could happen. For the E100's case, the only part of it was built was its lower half of it. And in War Thunder, the turret ends up being the Mouse's turret anyways. And speaking about the Mouse, there was only 2 ever made, and they were captured by Soviets. So speaking of that, that should mean the Soviet Union should have the Mouse in their tech tree instead of Germans having it. And plus, realistically, the tank was too heavy to even drive to begin with, and it was never used in combat, like the case for most of these tanks on this list. On the T-58's case, according to Google AI, there was only 2 ever made as prototypes for a new tank, basically. And the program never caught on. And for the Object 279, there was only 2 to 4 ever made, and it was basically the same fate as the T-58. And the reason why I have a problem with this is because how overpowered all these tanks that I just listed are. The thing in common with these tanks is that they're either premium, limited time, or extremely expensive to buy. And the second problem I have with this is that it feels like Gaijin's just making up numbers when they're modeling the tank's armor and stuff like that. Which that part was foreshadowing, because we're going on to the number 2 section of this video, which is the Abrams controversy. There's been a controversy for the longest time that the M1 Abrams is modeled incorrectly, especially on it not having depleted uranium in its whole armor and not having spotliner. And according to my research is that there is Kevlar inside the composition of the composite armor, which is either modeled in Warthunder, but doesn't tell you that's inside the composition, or it's not modeled at all. And while I was foreshadowing, there was proven to be 5 Abrams that have depleted uranium in its whole armor, but Gaijin won't add it because there was a limited number. But Gaijin's willing to add the E100 when there was only a half of it ever built. And the Abrams has one of or the worst win rates at top tier for any MBT. Which what I said here just proves how much Gaijin can be pretty fucking hypocritical. And also, why doesn't the Abrams SEP version 2 have its trophy system, aka its APS? And the things I heard why it isn't in the game is because it would be apparently overpowered when the Abrams has the lowest win rate at top tier. Like, Gaijin, make it make sense. The T-72B3A at 12.3 has active protection systems, but the Abrams doesn't. And multiple MBTs at top tier, such as the Challenger 2 and the T-90, for example, have spalliners in them. And the apparent reason why Gaijin won't add up spalliners to the Abrams is because apparent lack of evidence when it's been proven multiple times already. I will take into account that a lot of the Abrams armor specifications is classified information, so I should take that into account, but there definitely is Kevlar inside of it somehow. Now, for the final part of this video in Warthunder is up tiers. And the reason why I say up tiers is because number 1 is 9.3 on the air tree for America. Well, I am American made, so most of these are coming from my personal experiences. But 9.3 on the air tree is horrible because you're almost always going to get up tiered to 10.3 with people that have flares and insanely good missiles. And 6.7 ground also getting up tiered to 7.0 or 7.7 against tanks that have heat FS at that point. Which I feel like the up tiering has just gotten out of control at this point, and it should be addressed and fixed soon. And I feel like one way they can fix it is either instead of making it where you get up tiered by a full BR point, just make it 0.3. So if you're 6.0, you get up tiered to 6.3.
Okay, here we go. We have our verdict, Savannah. Here we go. Count 1, guilty. Count 2, guilty. Count 3, guilty.
This will be the end of the video, and if you have problems that I could research and do another video on, y'all can comment and tell me that. Sorry for my language, but unforeseen actions should be described with unforeseen words. Thank you for watching. Bye.